focus now on the ANC and some difficult times, staff protests over the non-payment of salaries, and today a threat from already suspended Carl Niehaus that he might be laying criminal charges against the top six over the staff issue. Let's speak now to Pule Mabe of the ANC. Mr. Mabe, thank you very much for your time. So Carl Niehaus was given until 4 o'clock to respond. We've seen his letter and he's come out guns blazing. He says it's your threat to fire him is illegal. He admits, though, that he threatened legal action against the top six. So what is the ANC planning to do now about Carl Niehaus?
Well, we are afternoon to your viewers. I can tell you now that the decision communicated to Carl Niehaus this afternoon by the general manager, in which she sought to find reasons, including asking of Carl to retrieve the letter that was issued, is a position of the leadership of the ANC. If Carl has not complied with that letter, what we'll be doing is that we will be dismissing him in the manner that it is expressed in the letter. If he feels that his rights are infringed upon, like any other South African who has got the right, is entitled to do so. But we are not going to make Carl Niehaus a permanent feature of our own lip service. We ought to be seen acting. We have had to deal with this issue of Carl for quite some time now. So I think the ANC leadership is focused on the 2021 local government elections. If Comrade Carl has not complied, I can tell you now on record that it means that he is officially dismissed. If he wants to involve his lawyers, we will meet him in court through that process. But it will be for the last time today, really, that we are spending our time talking to him in this way. Comrade Carl has elected to address the collective, has elected at the 54th National Conference through the media. He has shown disregard of the renewal program that we have been driving. We do not know. I mean, we have called on him to at least tell the public what his responsibility entails in the ANC, including sharing with the public what official organizational duties has he been performing, which are worth him being compensated over the past few months. We see mostly on television and hardly on the ground doing the work of the African National Congress. He talks more to yourselves in the media than he talks to us in the ANC. And yet he's the first one to speak the loudest when there are challenges around salary payments. We sympathize with all our staffers. We have taken our time to explain to them what we are doing to resolve that. Carl Niehaus is not a spokesperson of staffers at Pule House, nor is he their representative in those meetings that they are holding with national officials. If we are not seen to be acting against dissent, especially against those that go against the unity of the organization, who else is going to really respect this leadership? At any given time, political formations do face challenges. Before this segment, you were talking to Masego about the Political Party Funding Act, and you have seen, I mean, that political parties have not even been able to raise well over 30 million. I can tell you now that the bill of the ANC, including the salaries that it has got to pay month on month, would not be able to survive for a few months down the road with the kind of money that they've been able to be mobilized. So now the transparency that has been shown, and thanks to the IEC, them coming and accounting, now prove to the public that the ANC doesn't come out to only say that it is facing financial challenges. It is true. The means through which we're using to donate funds are now no longer as flexible as they were in the past. As it has been seen, from the time when the Act came into force and now, we have not been able to mobilize sufficient resources. We have now put up the crowdfunding through the Treasurer General's office, calling on all our members to be able to respond. I know for a fact that our own PBF, the Progressive Business Forum and the Progressive Citizens Forum, under the Office of the Treasurer General, is running a number of campaigns on social media, and they will be doing activations to make sure that we can mobilize resources that will enable and make it easier for us to deal with the challenges that we are currently facing.
All right. So just to clarify, Carl Niehaus, and I'm asking this because I think it would be an important thing to know, Is he actually suing the top six? Have any papers, to your knowledge, been lodged to sue the top six?
He was claiming in a fraudulent statement to exercise powers the authority doesn't have, because you see, I mean, it was just a big claim that he was making because he doesn't represent the staff. He can't write a statement on behalf of staff members of the African National Congress. He is not their spokesperson nor their representative. So it makes that letter he had issued nothing but fraud. He shouldn't have done that. Now, the leadership of the ANC acted in the manner that it has done.
So is he fired? I mean, I'm just trying to work this out because his response...
well, of course. I mean, if by 4 o'clock he has not given that reason, it then means that what we communicated is that. You see, we are not just making statements for the sake...
No, I hear you.
But you are asking me if he's fired. I'm trying to clarify.
The only reason I'm saying is the letter he wrote to Phoebe Potgieter, the explanations in that, he says, well, I was actually acting in my personal capacity when I threatened to sue the top six on behalf, you know.
It's okay. We have communicated that. The statement he issued says nothing about acting in personal capacity. You see, Comrade Karl mustn't try to be creative. The statement that he issued has been read by everyone. As far as we know, after 4 o'clock, if the reasons he gave were not sufficient, he's considered dismissed as an employee of the ANC.
Right. I'm not exactly sure when this letter came through, but he does say in it, he doesn't deny issuing the media statement, and that he issued another one this morning postponing the intended action. But he also says, I emphasize once again, neither of these two statements purported to be on behalf of the ANC Staff Association. And he says the media statement by Comrade Pule Mabe claiming that this was the case is disingenuous, blatantly false. So he's saying he never said he was acting on behalf of the staff, that clearly he's acting in his personal capacity. Does it actually matter either way?
I'm sure I would have wanted you to read the statement that he issued. You will see that that statement was issued on behalf of staff members.
I'm with you. Okay, so you're saying that...
Do you want me to read that? Do you want me to read that to you, just to assist?
Yeah, if you've got a little chunk of it, that would be great, just to sort of really understand how things are being changed or not.
Well, this is the statement that Comrade Karl is some aggrieved ANC employees who have lost their patience with the continuing non-payment of salaries, some aggrieved ANC employees who have lost patience with the continuing non-payment of salaries and general abuse of ANC staff due to criminal conduct by the senior management of the ANC will tomorrow. You know, so basically he was writing on behalf of aggrieved ANC employees. He was writing on behalf of staffers at Litu. So now to do a statement and use his experience in the media to try and manage staff, those times are over. If Comrade Karl wants to meet with the ANC, he will meet with us through his legal team. Where we are now, he's dismissed in the employ of the ANC. If he wants to appeal this, he can exercise the normal routes. We must be seen to be taking action against dissent, whether it's done by younger ones in the ANC or those who claim to be decorated freedom fighters. We must take action. If the ANC doesn't take action against dissent, it will lose the respect of society.
Yeah, absolutely. So on that, I have to ask you about another question that's also been in the news a lot this week, and that is the discharging of firearms in public, which we know is illegal. I want to know why it wasn't stopped by prominent members of the ANC at the funeral of Kebi Mapatswe this past weekend, and what, if any, action are you taking against any members that you suspect may have been engaging in this illegal activity?
Well, I'm not aware about the discharging of firearms at any gathering. I spent the whole weekend attending the Lekgotla of the ANC as its national spokesperson. I've not attended any other activity at the weekend, including a birthday party or a funeral or a wedding. I was at Lekgotla, so I would not have been aware of activities that took place over the weekend where firearms might have been discharged. Should we have been aware of such, I can assure you that we will have at least dealt with that. But we were seized with a lekgotla dealing with the issues there.
Yeah, look, we know that the police are actually investigating it, so we'll wait to get your feedback, I suppose, when we get more details from the police then.
Well, of course, if the police are aware, I take it that they are doing that, what they are employed to do, in the same way that I'm here to do what I'm employed to do.
Yeah, I just wondered if, as the ANC, you had a comment on a prominent ANC member's funeral, MK-MVA member's funeral, where it was clear these firearms were discharged. I mean, there's no disputing that.
Well, that's what I had explained to you, that the ANC this weekend was in a lekgotla. Our next NWC only sits on Monday. ANC does not receive reports on the streets. ANC is a self-respecting organization. It gets reports in formal meetings, and then if there are any reports, if there were comrades deployed to speak or who were asked to speak by the family, if there were things that happened there requiring to be brought to the attention of the leadership, they will definitely bring them to our attention.
All right. Pule Mabe, thank you very much for your time this evening. We do appreciate it. That's Pule Mabe, who speaks on behalf of the ANC and explaining really that Carl Niehaus's explanation that he didn't send out a letter threatening legal action against the top six, that it was not part of the staff. He wasn't speaking on behalf of the staff. Pule Mabe saying that is not an acceptable explanation. So by that, we can take it, I think, that Carl Niehaus has actually been fired by the ANC.